Hi, my friends. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Francis, and this is Kuku Chef Francis live on YouTube. I'm here again to make another spectacular bread called, it's really buns, and it's called Swiss buns. It's gonna be very, amazing. So today, I said I'm gonna make in Swiss buns, and of course, we can call it finger buns, ice buns, or you could say ice fingers. It means the same thing. But of course, if you check my thumbnail, you find out it's called, Swiss buns, ice buns, or finger buns. We're gonna like glaze it up with fingers and with fondant. I beg your pardon. We're gonna glaze it with fondant, and of course, uh, we could use we could top with you know uh, I'm gonna show you sprinkles. When we dip it, when we finish making our buns, we're gonna dip it in fondant. So I'm gonna show you how we do it, and of course we're gonna sprinkle. We're gonna finish with sprinkles, and of course I could also use a lemon. I'm gonna get my lemon juice. So my friends, I'm gonna be using lemon as well to make my lovely uh, fondant. So it's similar to the normal bread rolls we make. If you check out my live streams or my videos, you find out that I make different bread type of bread and buns. So if you check out my sanding buns, you find out that it's in a round shape. But this one we're gonna make it, you know, in an oval shape, like a finger. So that's what we're gonna be doing. If you check our fingers, you know, this our fingers are. So it's gonna be a little bit longer, than my own fingers. So that's why it's called a finger, like finger shape something. Yeah. So it's not really round. So we're gonna make it that way, and of course we're gonna egg wash. We're gonna egg wash and dip into melted fondant, and of course you can sprinkle with icing, with sprinkles, whatever you like. Doesn't really matter, but finish up, finish you know your buns, your Swiss buns, the way you like. But the traditional way is to dip it in fondant. So my friends, I'm gonna get started because it's gonna be really amazing. It's gonna be a spectacular one. You know, my friends, it's not easy to make a live stream, but I always make quality live streams. So I'm gonna get started now. What we need flour. We also need uh, nutmeg. I'll be spicing my lovely, you know, bread or buns with my lovely buns with uh, nutmeg, and of course I'm gonna add egg, a little bit of sea salt. I'm gonna add butter. I'm gonna use butter. I'm gonna pop my butter right here on the table. All my ingredients, and of course I'm gonna use dry yeast. I'm gonna activate my yeast. So I'm gonna pop my recipes right on the table. So you could use the strong white bread flour. Flour, little bit of nutmeg, yeast, a little bit of sea salt. You don't want to add too much salt. If you add too much salt, you're gonna kill the yeast, so we don't want to do that. So just a little bit of sea salt. That's alright. And of course my lemon. Fondant. I need fondant. So I have fondant here. So my friends, I'm gonna get started. So basically what I need is milk. So I'm gonna warm my milk now. Yeah, I need milk. That might not be enough. So my friends, I'm gonna get started now, and please, if you're just tuning in into this lovely channel, and of course, if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. By clicking the subscribe button, of course, turn on the bell so you don't miss the latest, from Cook with Chef Francis. So my name is Francis, and this is Cook with Chef Francis, live on YouTube, and of course, making real videos. And of course, if you check all my videos, you will see is really amazing. Of course, real recipes, real method, and of course, everything standard. So I'm gonna get started now. And of course, you see, when I make live streams, I make from start to finish, and when I finish making everything, you find out that it's absolutely sensational. No mistake, all good. So I'm gonna get started now, my friends. So I'm gonna pop my warm water, right on my hob. I want a little bit of warm water. So I'm going to warm that up to about, 37 degrees. So I'm going to activate my yeast right in there. I need, 2 tablespoons of yeast leveled. I'm going to activate that quickly. So I'm gonna pop 2 of those, right in there. So my friends, I need eggs. So my friends, I have eggs right here. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pop my bowl right on the table. So later, my friends, I'm gonna tell you the recipes. So right now, let's just quick mixing, and I'm gonna tell you, how we go about it. So my friends, I have a clean bowl right here. I also need I need butter. So what I'm gonna do now, my friends, I'm gonna weigh my butter. I need about 60 grams of butter. Yeah, that's about 73. I'm not gonna use everything, so I'm gonna, use you can use 50 to 60 grams. That's alright. So now, my friends, I have my warm water ready. So I'm gonna pop that one there. Now I'm gonna warm my milk. I'm gonna weigh my milk now. I need 200 milliliters of milk. So I'm gonna weigh my milk, 200 grams of milk. So that's all right. So I'm gonna pop that one there. Yeah, I'm gonna warm that a little. I'm gonna put that away, I don't need that anymore. That one is enough. Now my friends, I need to get my probe to check the temperature of that water. I'll be right back. This should be nice and hot. I don't want it hot. It should be warm. If it's hot, it's gonna kill the yeast. We don't want the yeast to die. So that's really hot. I think it's nice and warm now. Yeah, nice and warm. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice and warm. So I'll set that aside. So my friends, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna quickly mix my yeast. I'm gonna leave that for some time. It's really hot now. I'm not gonna put the milk now, it's really hot. So my friends, what I'm gonna do now, I said I need 200 milliliters of warm milk, and of course about 40 mils of warm water. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna activate my yeast with the warm water. So I'm gonna measure that now. So this is nice and warm, about 40 milliliters, that's all right. So that's nice and warm. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna weigh the warm water. I'm gonna measure the yeast. I need 2 tablespoons level. So this is all right. So I'm just trying to show you, my friend, that that's 2 tablespoons level. 1 sachet is just 1 tablespoon. 1 sachet is 1 tablespoon, and I have 2 sachets with me. That's 2 tablespoons. So now, my friends, I'm gonna stir that up until it bubbles. When the yeast starts to bubble, when you see bubbles, it's been activated. Yeah. So my friends, you could use the fresh yeast if you want to. You can also use anyone, fresh or dry. That's alright. Same thing, my friends. So now, my friends, I have the yeast ready. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pop in a little bit of flour. But I need to weigh my flour, because in total I need 500 grams of bread flour. use the strong bread flour. If you don't have the strong bread flour, you could use the plain white flour. That's alright, my friends. So I'm going to pop in 500 grams of flour. Yeah, that's over. Too much. I need 500. Yeah, that's alright now, my friends. So that's 500 grams of flour. So what I'm gonna do now, my friends, I'm gonna pop just a little bit of flour right in there, and I'm gonna mix that up. So now, my friends, what I'm gonna do, basically we need to leave, if I added more water, I'm gonna leave it to stay, but I don't want to add more water because I'm gonna use my milk. So that's why I don't want to add. So right now I don't want to add anything right in here, because if I do, like if I add my salt, it's gonna kill it. So I don't want to add it now. So I'm gonna do now, in this flour, I'm gonna quickly pop in my butter. I'll leave that one to stand for 5 minutes. So I need just about 50 grams of butter. I'm gonna pop in that butter right in there. So now I'm gonna blend the butter inside the flour. Normally you need to remove your butter from the fridge as early as possible, so it needs to get defrosted or melted, for easy use, for easy blending. But right now it's really strong. So I just brought it out from the fridge. Yeah, I forgot it in the fridge. I'm gonna break that down. Yeah, now I'm gonna blend it with my butter quickly. Yeah, just blend that quickly. So now, my friends, yeah, it's nice. I've blended my flour with my butter. So now, my friend, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pop it right in there and mix everything together. So I have 500 grams of flour right here, which is really nice. I'm gonna quickly wash my hands quickly. Now, my friends, I'm gonna check my milk if it's really hot. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop in more milk there. I'm not gonna use everything, just to make it warm, nice and warm. So my friends, remember I'm using just 200 grams of milk, so that's nice and warm. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pop in my flour, and I'm gonna pop in the milk. I'm gonna mix my flour with my yeast quickly. Now the yeast is activated. Now I can add my milk gently. I'm gonna pop in that one there. I'm gonna use this one. Flour. A little bit of nutmeg. Then a little bit of salt, not too much. Just a pinch of salt. You don't want to add too much because it's going to kill the ingredient. So I'll keep stirring that. Of course, I need, one egg, 1 or 2 eggs. If you use 1 egg, that's alright. If you use 2 eggs, that's alright, my friends. You don't need to add too many eggs. So my friends, right here, I'm gonna quickly whisk 2 eggs. I'm not gonna use the 2 eggs. I'll leave some for for glazing. I'm gonna whisk 2. I'm gonna use 1.5. So 2 eggs. So I'm gonna add just 1.5 egg. I'll leave the remaining for glazing. So now, my friends, I'm gonna quickly mix everything together until a soft, smooth, soft ball of dough is formed. So right here with me is just 8, basic ingredients: flour, butter, egg, salt, milk, warm water, and I added nutmeg. That's it. Just 8 ingredients, my friends. So I have my flour right in here. I have my yeast. I have milk and egg, and nutmeg, salt. That's it, my friends. So it's nice and soft. Hope we're not missing anything. Eggs, flour is right there, yeast, warm water, warm milk, eggs, nutmeg, sea salt. That's alright, my friends. So we're not missing anything. So now, my friends, I'm gonna quickly it's nice and soft. So this is nice and soft. This is what we want, nice and soft, dough. You don't want it watery, but you want it nice and soft. It could be a little bit sticky, no problem, my friends. It's nice and soft. So now I'm gonna knead it on the table. I'll put that away. I don't need that anymore. I don't need the sea salt. I'll put that away. So now, my friends, now I'm gonna knead my lovely dough with flour. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour on the table. So this is nice and soft. So that's nice and soft. I'm gonna pop that on the table. So my friends, yeah, I just remembered we forgot sugar. So when you're making something, of course, it's a bun dough, so we need to add a little bit of sugar. So I was wondering, it's not really sweet. But of course, when you want to add sugar, you don't need to add too much sugar when you're making your bread or your bread rolls or your bun dough. You just need I'm gonna use unrefined brown sugar. You can use the white castor sugar as well. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar only. Just 2 tablespoons. I don't want to add too much, my friend. You can use 3 tablespoons. Maximum 3 tablespoons, that's alright. So I'm gonna quickly mix that up. I forgot the sugar, so I can still make amends, no problem. I can always fix, the problem. So now, my friends, this is nice and soft. I love the dough, it's nice and soft, and of course, it looks really amazing. It already looks very nice. You can see that, my friends, very nice. So I'm gonna pop that one there now, quickly. Yeah. So I want the dough to be smooth and elastic now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna quickly knead it until it's smooth and elastic. So this is what I normally do when I'm kneading my dough. I stretch it that way. I've been kneading dough for so many years. That's my technique. I love to knead the dough. I don't use a dough machine. I don't need it. I use my hands to knead the dough. Been doing that for so many years, my friends. I always get a very nice dough when I'm working. It's always nice and elastic, nice and smooth, never sticky. I want it smooth and elastic, so I'll keep, kneading that on the table until it's nice and smooth, nice and elastic. You can see it's not sticky. And you can hear the sound on the table. I try to beat that out, to remove the gas from the bread. The CO2 is gonna go off. So that flour should be enough for kneading. So now that's the only flour left for me to use. I'm not going to add flour anymore. You can see my dough is really nice and elastic. Nice and soft, nice and elastic. Look at that. Look at my hand, free from stickiness. It's not sticky. So what I'm going to do now, I'll keep kneading it maximum 10 minutes. So I believe I've been kneading for like 5 minutes now. It's good to knead your dough for 5 to 10 minutes. Best time 10 minutes. You're gonna get a perfect result, my friend. But if you don't knead your dough for that particular time, it's not gonna rise because you need to shake off the CO2 from it, the carbon dioxide from it. the carbon foil outside. Take it out. Yeah. You can see that, my friends. Keep doing that. So if you watch my videos, all the videos I've been making, you find out that I always knead my dough for about 10 minutes before I leave it to proof. So we activated our yeast, and of course our yeast came out perfectly fine. So now I have a smooth and elastic ball of dough. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to pop this smooth and elastic ball of dough right into an oil bowl. You can see that, my friends, nice and soft, nice and elastic. Look at that, no breakage. So time to put that into our lovely bowl. Yeah, that's what I want, my friends. It's really nice. Really good, my friends. So now, look at that. Look at that, my friends. You know, when you're the master, you can do whatever you like. So that's the dough. I'll pop that into the bowl now. Very nice and elastic ball of dough. Look at that. Very nice. Nice and smooth, nice and elastic. Now, my friends, I'm gonna pop it in an oil bowl. I'm gonna oil my bowl. My friends, I'll be right back. I need to charge my camera. I'm gonna grab my my charger now. We don't want to go offline. Yeah, I'm gonna charge that now quickly. Yeah, I forgot to do that. So I'm gonna put that in to charge. So that should be charging now. So we are safe. Yeah, it's charging now. So now, my friends, I'm charging my camera now. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pop, this lovely dough into that bowl. So this is nice and elastic. I just need a little bit of olive oil. I'll sprinkle a little bit of olive oil into this bowl, And now, my friend, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rub that olive oil all over that bowl. You can use any oil if you like. Now I'm gonna pop this nice and smooth and elastic ball of dough into this lovely, bowl. So I'm gonna give it a shiny effect. You can see how lovely that dough is. So now, my friends, I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna quickly, cover that with cling film. Yeah, my cling film. So I have the cling film right here. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna cover that now quickly with cling film. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave that to double in size. I'm gonna time that. I'm gonna use about, we leave that for about 40 minutes. Let's see what happens in 30 minutes. I'll put that in the oven not on. Yeah. I'll be right back, my friends. Alright, so I'm gonna pop that. Thanks for saying hi, Jasmine. So I got your message saying hi to me. Thanks for popping in. So now I'm gonna pop, that into the oven not on. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that for about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna time that for 30 minutes. Let's see what happens in 30 minutes. From 30 to 40 minutes is alright. But let's give it 30 minutes and see what's gonna happen. It's gonna double in size in 30 minutes. Why that is doubling in size, I'm gonna prepare my toppings. So I'm gonna pop that one back. So remember, my friends, we have that egg. I'll be using that to glaze my lovely, finger buns. So I'm gonna grab my pastry brush. So I'm gonna egg wash. This is an egg wash now. So I'm gonna egg wash the buns. So I'm gonna pop that one in the fridge. When I'm ready to use it, I'll remove it from the fridge. So I'll quickly clean my work surface. Quickly. I don't need this egg anymore. I'll put that away. So my friends, I'm gonna clean my lovely work surface. I'm gonna quickly clean that work surface. Clean that quickly. I want it nice and clean. It's nice and clean, my friend. So I don't need a nutmeg. I'll put that away, my friends. So this is nice and clean. So I'm gonna do now, my friends. I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna quickly cut that into two. I need the juice from the lemon, so I'm gonna strain that. Mini strainer. So I'm gonna use this strainer to strain that. I'll cut that in half. And strain that lovely juice, the lemon juice. I'm gonna strain that quickly. So I got some lemon juice right there. So now, my friend, what I'm gonna do now, that's our lemon juice. So I'm gonna do, my friends, that's for the lemon juice. I'm gonna add, then I need another bowl. I'm gonna use another bowl. I have my fondant, icing. That's my fondant icing. Yeah, that one is, I use that one for cake decoration. Yeah, that's really strong now. I'm gonna leave that one out. We don't need too much, my friends, so that should be enough just to glaze it up. Dip that in fondant. We just add a little bit. That's alright, my friends. So I'm gonna, that's the fondant, white fondant. I'm gonna be using that, to glaze. Yeah. That's enough, my friends. So I'm gonna pull this one back. I'll be using that for cake decoration. Pull that one back. Put that away. So now, my friends, we have 23 minutes more to check our lovely, bread dough. Just leave that there. So what I'm gonna do, I'll leave this to melt because I want to, it's a little bit hard. Leave that to melt. Yeah, it's melting now. So I'll just mix that. That's what I'm doing, my friends. And see, I just break that with my hand. So now, my friends, I have some lemon juice right here. So I'm gonna pop some of those into lemon. So I'll be using that to glaze my lovely, you know, just use your hand to do it. It's fine if you use your hand. So now I'm gonna quickly mix that up together. So I'm gonna dip that one in lemon. And the other one, I'll dip the other one in, you can see lemon and one and icing. You can just use a spoon to do it quickly. You know, I'll use a spoon. That's lemon juice together with white fondant. So I'm going to mix that up together. So when I'm ready to use it, you know, I'm going to dip my lovely dough right in there. So that's the lemon together with the other one, the lemon and the fondant. So I'll work on that later. So let's leave it to rest. And I'll mix the other one with water. So let's leave that now to rest for some time. So now, my friend, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna check my dough and see what's going on. You can see my dough is almost rising, my friend. It's already rising. It's proving already. So we just have 14 minutes, you know. I'm expert in proving dough, so no problem, my friends. It's almost double in size. When I see it get, you know, to the top, I'll start working on it. It's really easy to make, you know, finger buns or Swiss buns. It doesn't really take time, my friends. So, my friends, I'll be right back in just a second. Thank you very much. So my friends, I'm back. Uh, I said I'll be making sweet balls, and of course I already started. So my friends, our dough is in the oven, but my oven is not on. I always say that every time. You always look for a place that is nice and warm for the yeast to activate, and of course for the dough to keep growing. But if we leave our dough in a cold environment, the yeast is gonna grow gently. It's gonna take lots of time. But the yeast needs a warm environment, about 37 degrees to multiply and grow. And that's why it's kept in a warm place, but not very hot place. If it's very hot, the bread dough is gonna die, and of course when it dies, it's not gonna grow anymore. So now what we did was to mix everything together. So while the dough is in the oven, not on, and I have just 15 minutes more, to shape the dough into fingers. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna explain everything from start to finish again. The recipes I use, are flour. I use flour, 500 grams of flour, 5 grams of plain flour, or I can use 500 grams of strong white bread flour. So 500 grams of flour, and of course 2 tablespoons of yeast level. That's about 25 grams of yeast. So just 2 shots. If you use 2 sachets, 2 sachets is alright. So I use 2 sachets of yeast, to make my lovely dough. And of course, I added a little bit of nutmeg. You might not want to add nutmeg to your own. It doesn't really matter, my friends. But I always like to spice my bread with nutmeg, my cakes with nutmeg. And nutmeg is my favorite spice when it comes to bread making and cake making, my friends. It's really nice. You can try it. Nutmeg. So my friends, I added about 1 teaspoon of nutmeg right into that flour. But what I did, I set those recipes aside. I'll just mention the recipe, but I'm going to explain the method now. But let me list the recipes. So I said, if you have your jotter, you can write down, my friends. 500 grams of plain flour or strong white bread flour, a pinch of sea salt. It's 8 recipes in total. A pinch of sea salt, 500 grams of strong white bread flour, sugar 2 to 3 tablespoons. But I'm using the unrefined brown sugar. I use 2 tablespoons of unrefined brown sugar, 1.5 eggs. You can use 2 small eggs, or you can use 1.5 of medium-sized egg. That's alright, my friends. And I use milk, warm milk. I warm my milk to about 37 degrees Celsius. And number 6, I use warm water, about 50 milliliters of warm water. And of course, butter. I added butter, 50 grams of butter. You can use olive oil if you want to, that's alright, my friends. 50 milliliters of olive oil. And of course, the last one, I added a little bit of nutmeg, about 1 teaspoon, my friends. So, my friends, these are the recipes to make these lovely Swiss buns. So now, my friends, what I did, I weighed my flour, 500 grams, and I set that aside, my friends. Then, my friends, I warmed my milk about 200 milliliters of milk, that's 200 grams of milk. I warmed it and I set that aside. I want 50 milliliters of water, about 50 grams of water, and I popped that in a bowl, and I added 2 tablespoons of yeast and a little bit of flour from the weighed flour. I measured my flour, I weighed it. So I took a little bit of about 2 tablespoons and I popped it into that flour, into the yeast and warm water. So before that, I have to mix my warm water with yeast and make sure my water is warm and not hot. If it's hot, it's gonna kill the yeast. So I use warm water and I stirred it together. And of course, I found out that there was some bubbles. Of course, when your yeast bubbles, it's active. But if you pour in your yeast into hot water, it's not gonna bubble. You see it dying. So just like we human beings, we don't like very hot climate or very cold climate. We want our body warm. If our body is warm, we're happy. So when we stay warm, we like it. So that's why, we all prefer spring and summer, but not very hot summer, mild summer and spring. These are the best for us. But if the weather is extremely hot or extremely cold, we don't like it. So same with the yeast is a living organism. It's a microorganism, it's living, it's alive. So when it sees something very cold, it doesn't really like it. It slows in growing. And of course, if it sees something very hot, it dies. But if it sees something very warm, like the warm liquid or warm milk, it likes it and it stays right in there and survives. So that's why you see we chefs will always pop our yeast into warm water or warm milk. But if you're using the dry yeast, you can also mix it with the flour, because we lost flour. You can mix it with flour, it's going to live in that flour. And of course, it's going to live in warm water and live in warm milk. But it doesn't like, salt. The yeast doesn't like salt. It's going to die if you put salt in the yeast. And of course, it might like sugar, but not too much. When the sugar is too much, it's going to kill it. So that's why you see when we're making bread, we don't add too much sugar in bread. We only add a little bit of sugar. And of course, in some bread, there's no sugar added. Just a little bit of salt. So the technique in making that is that make sure you have mixed your flour with your yeast. So when you mix your flour and yeast together, of course, you're safe. So when you add salt and other ingredients that might kill it, it's not going to kill it anymore, because it's already surviving in the flour and it keeps growing in the flour. So when you add other things later on, it's not going to kill it. And that's why, my friends, you see what I did was to pop in my 2 tablespoons of yeast into the warm water, mix it up together, and of course, there was bubbles right in there, and of course, I added a little bit of flour from the 500 grams of flour and mixed everything together, and then leave it to set aside for about 5 minutes. You can leave it for 10 minutes, that's alright, my friends. So what next, my friends? I popped the remaining flour, half of those, into that yeast. The yeast have been activated. So I pop in the remaining flour, but not all of those, just about half of that, straight into that yeast mixture. Then it was now time for me to pop in my warm milk, because the yeast also loves warm milk. It's safe with the warm milk. So I pop in my warm milk first, not hot milk, warm milk, my friends. I checked the temperature with my probe. I probed that and it was at 37, and that's fine for me. So I popped the milk in and I kept mixing it with the flour. And now it's a safe time for me to add my salt. So I now added my salt, pinch of salt, and of course I added nutmeg, a little bit of nutmeg now, because this ingredient might kill the yeast. So I pop it at the end, and of course I mix everything together. But remember, my friends, my butter was already mixed with the flour. I mixed my 50 grams of butter with my flour, so it's right there in the flour. Or if you are using olive oil, you can just pop it straight into the flour, into the mixture, and that's it, my friend. So what I did was I kept mixing everything together, and of course I eventually had a lovely, soft, and a little bit sticky dough. It is a little bit sticky, but not very sticky. This is the technique. Just make sure your dough is nice and soft and a little bit sticky. You know, when I say sticky, I'm not saying it should be watery and like very sticky. Just it's nice and soft, you know, and it's a ball. It's a soft ball of dough that is a little bit sticky. Just a little bit. If yours is not sticky at all, it's even better. But if it's very hard, not good, my friend. If the dough is very hard, it's not gonna work, my friend. When you're making bread, it's gonna be shit. So what I did, my friends, I mixed everything together, and of course, I got a lovely, ball of dough. And what I did, I popped that dough on a floured work surface, and I kneaded it with my hands. I said, my friends, my hands, I've been using it for so many years to knead dough. And it's always perfect for me without a machine. I don't use it. I use my hand and I get what I want, my friends. For so many years I've been using the dough. For over 20 years I've been using dough, my friends. So I sprinkled flour on the work surface and I kneaded that dough, and of course, I mix it. I was beating it, I stretched and folded it, and I beat it very well, and I rolled it, and of course I had a lovely, nice and soft and smooth dough, elastic dough. So when you knead it, you remove the CO2 from it. It releases carbon dioxide. So I was beating it, and of course it was nice and smooth, and I popped that into an oil bowl and cover with a cling film, and I pop it into the oven, not on, or you could use your cupboard not on, your oven not on, or your cupboard, to prove your dough. In Britain, or in British English, it is called proof, which is Prove, or when you say proving, and when you say continuous tense, Proving. Well, in American English, it's called proofing, Proofing, or you could say proof, Proof. So that's the American word for proving or proof. So American spelling Proof, English spelling Prove, proof or proof. Same thing, my friends, it's just American versus English language. So now the dough is proofing or proving, doesn't really matter. It's proving or proofing, same thing. It's proofing right there in the oven, not on. So I kept that for 30 minutes. Now it's there for 29 minutes. So I'm gonna check it now. And what I'm gonna do now, my friends, in 1 minute, I'm gonna knead that lovely dough again. After kneading that dough a second time, I want to remove the CO2 again from it. Then I'm gonna shape it into fingers. This is my finger, so into fingers. When it's in fingers, it's gonna be nice and long and slim, not really fat. And of course, my friends, that's why it's called fingers, finger buns. But because we're using fondant icing, it's called iced fingers or Swiss buns, iced Swiss buns. So now, my friends, I have just 42 seconds. I'm gonna check that dough now. I'm gonna shape them into fingers, and of course, I will egg wash them and allow them to double in size. And after that, my friends, I'm gonna put them straight into the oven for only 15 to 20 minutes, maximum 20 minutes, at 220 degrees Celsius. You can use 200 degrees from 200 to 220. And that lovely buns is gonna be ready as soon as possible. And of course, I'm gonna glaze it or dip it into lemon flavored fondant. You can see there's lemon juice right in here, and my fondant. I'm gonna pop it into lemon glaze fondant, or and on both lemon glaze fondant and just the plain fondant. So I'm gonna stop that now. I'm gonna check the dough. So now, my friends, you can see my dough has doubled in size. So you know your the yeast gives off CO2 gas heat. So that's why when you cover, you always need to cover this with cling film so that you can feel the hotness. You can see it's alive. That's why we need to put this all the time when we're making bread. You can see our lovely dough, nice and smooth on top and everywhere without cracks. But my friends, when the dough becomes cracked or whatever, uneven or not good, it shows it's not elastic dough, it's not smooth. So my dough is always nice and smooth, nice and elastic. So now, my friends, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna knead that dough again quickly. You can see it's nice and soft. Look at that, my friends. It's absolutely nice and soft. Look at that. Nice and soft. That's what we're talking about, my friends. So I'm gonna knead that again on the work surface. Look at that. Nice and soft. Nice and smooth. Lovely dough. So now, my friends, it's time for me to shape my lovely, dough. I love it. Look at that. Lovely dough. So now, my friends, I'm gonna shape this lovely dough, Yeah. I love to play with the dough. I love it. This is what I love doing, bread making. So now I have, a lovely dough. So I'm gonna do now, my friends. I'm gonna use my lovely pastry knife. Now I'm gonna weigh my dough. $60 each. We want equal fingers. So I'm gonna weigh 60 grams each of those fingers. 60 each, my friends. I mean 60 grams each. Yeah. So that's all right, my friend. What I'm gonna do, So what I'm gonna do, my friends, I don't wanna waste my time when I'm weighing. I don't wanna, start to weigh for long. I just quickly cut it, quickly. I already know that's the size. I just need 12 of those. You know, when you say fingers, you want to roll it that way. So that's what we're talking about, my friends. You know, in fingers. So I'm gonna check that now to see if it's 60. Yeah. So my friends, this is what I need. So what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's alright. So I'm gonna quickly roll them into balls, same sizes. Then you can see that, my friends, same sizes. And make sure they're of same sizes. Quickly. Just make it same sizes, my friends. That's what we want. See. So I have 10 with me. I want like to be a little bit bigger. So yeah. So I'm looking at the size, if some is bigger than the other. Yeah. I'm gonna pop that one there. Pop that one there. So now, my friends, I have, I'm gonna dip that into our oil quickly. A little bit of oil. So now, my friend, I'm gonna do, I need my lovely tray. So I need that. I'm gonna line that with baking paper. Yeah, I'm gonna line that with parchment paper quickly. So that's alright, my friends. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna line that with baking paper. So my friends, I don't need that anymore. So that's my egg wash. So I'll put that away. So now, my friends, I'm gonna quickly, line that. So look at that. This is what I'm doing, my friend. Look at. I always like to use my hand, to smoothen the dough. Now, then I'm gonna, quickly do it that way. So it's nice and smooth at the bottom now. I always like to, move it. Can you see what I'm doing, my friend? There won't be cracks, any crack underneath. Look at that. Very nice and smooth. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do it that way. Look at that. Into fingers. Lovely, my friends. Look at that. Nice and amazing. Nice and smooth. You know, nice and smooth, my friends. Lovely fingers. So, you know, look at that. Like a finger. You can see that, my friends. So I'm gonna keep that now on this lovely, you know, look at that. Nice and amazing, isn't it? Lovely, lovely fingers. I'll proceed to do the other one quickly. Look at that. Nice, my friends. Same way. I love to do it that way, my friends. You know what I mean, my friends? You know, like you want the underneath to be smooth, like the top, because the bottom used to have cracks. So what I do, I always bring it together. You know, you can see that, my friends. Nice and smooth at the bottom as well. Then I'm gonna make it that way into fingers quickly. Same size, like my fingers. So that's why it's called the finger buns. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set that one there as well. So it's nice and, you know, nice and smooth, my friends. So we need to space that. We need to space them so that, because they're gonna grow, my friends. So we need to space it. It's gonna grow again. So now, my friends, that's number 2. I'm doing the third one now. Same thing. I'll carry on doing it same way, my friends. No worries, my friends. So then I'm gonna roll that, you know, everywhere is nice and smooth. Yeah, now I have, you know, a smooth one again, like my fingers. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that one like that as well. Same way, my friends, like a finger. Yeah, so that's like my fingers. That's 4. So we're on 5. Same method. Carry on doing it the same way. Same way, my friends. So we have 6. Same way, my friends. Nice and easy. So, just like our fingers, nice and easy, my friends. No worries. So I'm going to do it that same way. So I'm going to pop that one there. Lovely shape, my friend. Look at that, my friend. Very nice. Lovely. Very nice shape. Look at that. Nice and amazing. So I'm gonna do it the same way. You can see that, my friends. Nice and easy. I'm gonna roll that quickly. Same way all the time. No worries, my friends. Now to the last one. You can see when you leave the dough, it's still growing. It shows the yeast is really active. It keeps growing, growing. Very nice. So that's the last one. Same way. I'm gonna, seal up the bottom and roll into my fingers. You can see that my fingers. Very nice. So now, my friends, our fingers are ready. So I'm going to glaze it up with egg wash. I'm going to egg wash that. It's going to be nice and smooth. You know what I mean, my friends. Egg wash. I'm going to egg wash again when it's out from the oven. So I'm not going to throw that egg wash away. I'm going to do that again after baking. So now, my friends, you can see our dough is nice and smooth. Our fingers are nice and smooth, nice and glossy. It's really amazing, my friends. It's really nice. Nice and gorgeous, nice and sensational, nice and elastic. Nice and spectacular. You know what I mean, my friend. Everything nice. Nice and shiny. So, my friends, these have been growing for some time, so I'm going to leave that again for about 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, I'm going to bake this lovely bread in 10 minutes. So I'm going to keep it in one place. So I'm going to leave that in the fridge. I'm going to still use that. I'm going to use that when it's out from the fridge. So my friends, that was really amazing. You can see what I did, my friends. It's really nice. Very nice, my friends. Lovely bread. It's going to be a lovely buns, my friends. So I'm going to clean that now. It's really nice, my friends. So my friends, I'm gonna give that uh, in 8 minutes. I'm gonna check that in 8 minutes. Start. It's been there for 2 minutes already. So I'm gonna give it 8 minutes. So in 8 minutes, I'm gonna check that dough and see, if it's ready. So my surface is nice and smooth, nice and shiny. So that's what I want. So my friends, in 7 minutes, I'll pop my lovely fingers on the table, on my work surface. Then I'm gonna preheat my oven, and in 10 minutes, I'm gonna bake my bread. So precisely we have 10 minutes to bake our lovely buns. In 10 minutes, I'm gonna bake my buns, and of course, my buns is gonna be ready in 25 minutes from now. So in 30 minutes from now, our finger buns or Swiss buns will be ready, and of course, it's gonna be nice and spectacular. So my friends, I'll be right back in just 1 minute. Thank you very much. So my friends, I'm gonna check that lovely. Look at that, my friends. Very nice. So I'm gonna do now, my friends. Uh, you can see that it's nice and glossy, like my fingers. Look at that. So I'm gonna preheat my oven now. You know, preheat my oven to 220 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna bake that for 15 to 20 minutes. So I already set my lovely oven at, you know, gas mark 220 degrees Celsius, and of course I'm gonna pop that. I'm gonna preheat that oven for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna pop that one into the oven, and of course when that is out, I'm gonna dip it. I'm gonna dip it into my lovely fondant. So don't leave this channel. I'm gonna show you everything how, you know, it's gonna come, it's gonna look, and of course it's gonna be a lovely, you know, finger buns. Of course, my friends, I'm making the Swiss buns. You know, I'm making the Swiss buns. I said, my friends, from the very beginning, I said it's called a Swiss buns or a finger buns, because if you check that out, it's like my fingers. Can you see that? Finger length, my friends. That's why it's called the finger buns, like my finger. So my friends, finger buns, Swiss buns, same name, ice buns. It's called an ice buns because after baking, I'm gonna dip that into my lovely fondant. And of course, you see that's beeping already. My timer is beeping. It tells me my dough is ready. My finger buns is ready. So it's nice and glossy, my friends. I told you, my friends, you need to glaze it with egg wash. When you use egg wash, it's gonna be nice and glossy, and of course, when you bake it, it's gonna be nice and shiny. So my friends, after baking again, I'm gonna glaze with egg wash, and of course, after glazing with egg wash, you know, I'm gonna allow it to cool. You know, my friends, look at that. When it's out from the oven, I'm gonna cool it. And of course, when I cool it, my friends, let's be careful, because when we bring it out from the oven, we remove from the oven and quickly dip into that, you know, fondant, my friends, we're gonna ruin it. So I'm gonna check what's going on in the oven now. So my oven is nice and warm now. So it's nice and warm. So I'm gonna pop that now straight into the oven, my friends. That's lovely, my friends. So my friends, we're lucky, lovely, you know, fingers came out nice and perfect. Of course, this is a live stream, and of course, because I'm good at bread making, so I've been making bread for so many years, and I've been making buns for so many years, and that's why whenever I'm into bread making, it's always nice and spectacular, my friends. Nice and sensational. It's always gorgeous, looking perfect. So if you check out my fingers, you will see, my friends, it's nice and perfect, and of course, it's really spectacular. So my friends, no mistake, perfect. So I'm gonna talk about the mistakes in bread making, and of course, why bread don't normally turn out perfect. Number one, over mixing with, adding too much water, not the right consistency, adding too much milk. So follow my recipe, my friends. You're gonna get the right consistency, and of course your dough is gonna be nice and soft and elastic. But of course, when you mix in your dough in that bowl, it's not gonna be elastic, my friend, unless you're using the machine, the mixer. It's gonna need it for you to be elastic. But when using your hand in the bowl, it's not gonna be elastic. So you need to put it on the table and knead the flour to make it elastic, my friends. But the best method is kneading by hand, my friends. When you knead by hand, you knead better than the machine. Kneading by hand gives you the best result. That's only if you know how to knead by hand. But my friends, I've made lots of videos on bread making. If you watch my videos, how I knead my dough to be smooth and elastic, my friends, we're gonna be perfect in kneading. Of course, I'm perfect, but most of my viewers, they always tell me they love how I make my bread, and of course, they've learned so many things. Of course, how to knead is also part of this video. Any bread making video I make, my friends, be it bread making of pizza or whatever, I will show my viewers how to knead, how to mix, and how to bake, and of course how to do it. No skipping, my friends. I always do it perfect. So the second mistake that could happen again, my friends, is not kneading the right way. I'm gonna look through my oven now to see what's going on. My bread is looking good. So what I'm saying, my friends, is if we make our dough, and when we knead it, and we don't knead it very well, maybe we just like knead it and it's still watery or too strong. If the dough is too strong, the yeast is not going to grow, and of course it's going to turn out like, when something is very hard, it's not going to be bread anymore, so it's going to be something else. You know what I mean, my friends? So it's going to be stone, so we don't want that. So but what we want is nice and soft and elastic dough. So of course, my friends, the mistake that could be done is from the mixing. So if there's less water or too much water, it's gonna ruin it. So my friends, that's why I said use my recipes and use the right consistency of water, you will get a nice and soft dough. Then when you get a nice and soft dough, when you knead it with a little bit of flour, it's gonna be nice and soft and elastic. And my friends, once your dough is elastic, you can play with it. And of course, when I say play with it, it's like, when you knead it, you can do whatever you like on it. It's gonna come out perfectly. You heat it on the table, smoothen it, roll it very quickly. And of course, my friends, if you do that for 10 minutes, you're gonna get a nice, smooth, soft, and elastic dough. After that, my friends, pop that into an oil bowl. Oil your bowl with olive oil, or you could use sunflower oil, you could use veg oil. It doesn't really matter, my friends. Pop that into that oil bowl, and of course, my friends, cover with a cling film. Use a cling film, cover it, and of course, leave it in a cupboard or in a warm place as usual, because our yeast need about 37 degrees Celsius to grow. So leave it in one place for it to double in size, and it's called proofing or proving in English. In British English, it's called proving. In American English, it's called proofing. Allow that to prove, and of course, when it doubles in size, knead it again a second time, but this time around, You don't need too much, less kneading. And of course, my friends, shape it into the desired shape. For today's video, we're shaping us into oval shape, like a finger. We want a finger shape. And of course, I shaped it. I show you, my friends, how I did it. I formed it into a round shape and then made a finger shape, doing it that way. And I place it on, on a baking tray lined with baking paper. And after doing that, I glaze with egg wash. So now, my friends, what I'm gonna do, I forgot to put my time, so it's been there for about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna give it let me just give it 10 minutes or 9 minutes. It's been there. Let me give it 9 minutes. So in 9 minutes, I'm gonna check what's going on, but I'm gonna look through the oven to see what's going on now. Yeah. So my friends, I have a lovely finger right in there, so which is good, really good. Yeah. I see through the yeah, it's really nice, my friends. Yeah, that's really nice. So now, my friend, what I'm gonna do, I said, when we finish, when it's baked, I put it in the oven, I egg wash and I pop it straight in the oven, and of course, it's there in the oven, so it's gonna stay for about 10 minutes. So that's 7 minutes more. I beg your pardon. I said 15 to 20 minutes, but of course, it's been there for about 10 minutes. So in the next 7 minutes, I will check the bread, the buns, and see if the buns is ready. So my friends, after that, I'll allow that buns to cool. So when it cools down, then of course I'm gonna allow that to cool. I'm gonna glaze it. I'm gonna dip it into the lemon flavored fondant, or I could use the white fondant. I'm gonna finish up with my sprinkles. It's gonna be nice, my friends. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, my friends. Thank you very much. And of course, my friends, if you're just tuning into this live stream, and of course you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so by clicking the subscribe button. Of course, turn on the bell so that I don't miss the latest from Cooking Chef Francis. My name is Francis, and this is Cooking Chef Francis live on YouTube, and of course making it on YouTube. So my next upload is gonna be in the next 2 days. So sit back and relax and enjoy. Thank you very much. So now, my friends, I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna check the consistency of this and see. I don't want it too thick and I don't want it too watery. So that should be nice. That should be nice for glazing. So I'm trying to blend everything. I don't want any traces of fondant. I want it nice and smooth. So that's what I'm doing, my friends. Nice and smooth. So I'll do that with the other one. So that's what we need. So it's almost ready to glaze our fondant. I'm gonna pop with a little bit of that. I want it not too watery, not too thick, but the right consistency. So I'm gonna mix it with lemon juice. This is really nice, my friends. So the buns is really looking good. So we'll be out very soon. So I'll keep doing that. So So my friends, if you check out my playlist, you find out I made so many bread videos. You check out my bread playlist, you find out I made different kind of bread, so you can watch that as well and get a fan, how I made my bread. Ciabatta bread, baguette, you know what I mean, my friends, honey bread, milk bread, sandwich bread, lots of bread I made, my friends. Bread rolls, hot cross buns. So now I'm making Swiss buns or finger buns. So my friends, finger buns will be ready very soon. So I'll keep mixing that. Almost ready. If you missed the very beginning on how I made this bread, please do so by, watching the replay so that you get to understand what I did from the very beginning. So I'll keep mixing that, my friends. Almost ready. Very nice. Looking very good. Nice and smooth. Yeah. Cutting it now. Yes, it's a lovely texture. I love this texture. It's nice. Just want to blend it. I don't want any crumbs right in there. So I want it nice. So that's ready. So I'm going to do now, I'm going to check my bread. I'm going to check what's going on and see if my bread is ready. So my bread looks almost ready. So I'm gonna start my skewer and see if it's almost ready. So I'm gonna quickly check it if it came out clean. So it came out clean, my friend. So I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna glaze with egg wash quickly. I want it nice and shiny. So I'm gonna quickly do that. So I'm gonna do now, my friends, I'm gonna put that back in the oven. So I'm gonna leave that for a couple of minutes. This is too much. I'm gonna put that back. I'm gonna glaze some of those in my lovely lemon flavored fondant. I'm gonna pop that on back. So it is ready. So I'm gonna stop that now. It's ready. So my fingers are ready. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna quickly mix that up. So I'm gonna, crush that with my hands. I'm gonna dip it in water. I'm gonna pop in some water right in there because I wanna. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water in there. A little bit of water into the fondant. So I'll mix it with my hand. I can use my spoon. I can use my spoon to do it better, my friends. The fondant is really sweet. And the one with lemon is very nice. So I'll mix that with water. So I already glazed my egg the second time. So my buns is ready. So it's ready to be glazed with a lovely fondant. But our bread needs to cool down. If it doesn't cool, it's not gonna be good. We're gonna ruin it. We don't want to glaze it when it's hot. We want to do that when it's cool. So, all right, we have very nice consistency now. So I'm gonna do now, my friends. I'm gonna pop that one. It's ready now, so it's nice and ready. You can use your hands to do it. It's really quicker. But when you use your spoon, it takes longer time. So that's ready. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pop that. pop that there. And I will glaze my lovely. Very nice. So I have my fondant, the one with lemon and the one with the number one there. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna remove my lovely dough from the from the oven, and of course we're gonna glaze it. So our dough is nice and ready, nice and hot. So you can see that it looks absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna leave that to cool. So I'll be right back just a second. So let's leave that to cool, my friends. Nice and shiny. So my friends, you can see it's like a finger. So what I'm gonna do, look at that. Very nice. It looks absolutely amazing. Look at that. Nice. Lovely fingers. Same with that one. Look at that. Nice. So I'm gonna separate those ones. So my friends, I'm gonna show you how it came out. So I need to allow that to cool down. But now, this is already cool. You can see we need to allow our bread to cool. It's very nice, but it's still hot now. So I wanna try one of those. So I'm gonna cut the inside to show you that it's cooked. You can see that. Look at the steam from the lovely bread. It's nice and soft. Nice and soft, my friend. Look at that. Nice and soft. This is what we want when we're talking about bread. We want something really nice and perfect. So, very nice Swiss buns. So I'm going to try it. And of course, when you make bread, when you peel the top, it peels easily. Absolutely gorgeous. Perfect taste. I love it, my friend. It's really nice. Less sugar. My friends, I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. Not really much, my friends. Just 2 tablespoons of sugar is what I added. You do that in fondant. So, my friends, this is what I'm talking about. We're gonna dip that in fondant like this. Well, now it's very hot. So we cannot do that now. We do that when it's warm, because when it's hot, it melts, and when it melts, it doesn't come out the way we want it. So that's why I said we need to allow it to cool before we add our fondant. So we're going to glaze that with fondant. Really nice, my friends. Spectacular. We need to give it some time to cool down. You know, my friend, when you're eating, and eating a lovely bread like this, you don't want to say anything, but it's really nice and amazing and very tasty. Very sweet, my friends. Nice and soft. I love to eat it when it's really warm. But of course, you need to allow bread to cool. Well, I love mine when it's nice and warm. When I just finish baking, it keeps me warm because it's very cold. So when I eat it when it's warm, it keeps me very warm. And of course, I really enjoy it. It's very nice. So they came out very well. Nice and perfect. Look at that. Look at that one. Nice. Very nice, my friends. So we have a lovely finger buns. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna leave them, to cool down. They're still very hot. We don't want to rush it. Because if I glaze them when they are hot, they're not gonna stay very well. So I want it to cool. So when it cools, my friend, I'm gonna, when it cools, I'm gonna glaze it quickly. I'm looking at the consistency. I think that should be alright. So I love it for me. So my friends, this is what we're talking about. So I made the Swiss buns and it came out perfectly fine. And I'm happy with that. So next thing to do is to glaze it, but of course we're still waiting because our buns is still warm. So we want it to cool down before we, dip it in the bun. It's really nice, my friends. Look at that. Lovely. So just like my fingers, you can see. Same shape fingers. Very nice. Same size. It looks good, my friends. Really nice. It's almost cool now, so it goes. They are nice and soft, my friends, so very nice. So my friends, if you check out my live stream, you find out that I made lots of bread. I'll be right back, my friends. Let's give it some time, 1 minute. Thank you. So my friends, let's check if it's still warm, if it's still hot. I'm gonna try it with this one of those. See. It's still very hot. So I'm gonna do, my friends, I'm gonna mix that with more fondant. It's better to use the hands to blend everything together. You know, it's still a little bit watery. I'm gonna leave that one there. I might need it. I'm gonna use my hands. It's better to use our hands to do it. You don't want to have any seed on it. If there's seed on it, it's not gonna come out very well. So I'm trying to crush the fondant with my hands. So it's nice and cold now. So we're ready to glaze it. So I'm gonna use my spoon to blend it quickly. So I'm gonna use my spoon again. See. Quickly blend it. Nice, and it's gonna have a nice consistency. That's what I want, my friends. Looking good now. It was really watery at times, but now it's looking absolutely amazing. That's what we want, my friends. blending it very well. I don't want any seed inside. I want it nice. That's what I'm doing, my friend. It's almost there now. Almost smooth, my friends. So now, my friend, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna gently glaze that. I'm gonna gently glaze that with fondant. This is what we want, my friends. So we don't want it watery. So we want it very nice that way. But the best method to do that is just to dip that way. You know. But if you don't want to do that, you just any method. Just pop that one there. That's it, my friends. But and that one as well. Just give it a quick, glaze. That's what we're talking about, my friends. Just glaze that quickly with fondant. That's what we want, my friends. Very nice. So, my friends, we could also, you don't want to put too much, so you can see that one is already nice, but putting too much not good. Just like that, you just glaze it. It's gonna be nice and easy. I'm gonna try that one. So my friends, you can see, you can sprinkles on that one. of course, sprinkle on that one, and you can put more sprinkles. More sprinkles. That's alright. Yeah, that's alright, my friends. So now I have sprinkles on 3 different ones, on 4 of those sprinkles. Now, yeah, but I'm gonna add more fondant in there, along with the lemon. I'm gonna add more fondant into the one with the lemon. Looking very nice, my friends. Look at that. Nice and amazing. Gorgeous. Yeah. So I'm going to put that one back. When you leave fondant for long, it becomes absolutely strong. But when you're ready to use it again, it becomes nice and soft. So I'm gonna quickly blend that one again. You can see how nice they are. They're looking good. I'm gonna glaze the other ones with lemon. I'm gonna do lemon glaze now. So we're almost there. Trying to get the right consistency. It's nice and perfect. So now, my friends, I'm gonna pop that one. looking very nice. So that's what we're talking about. Oh, making the eyes fondant. You know, we want something absolutely, amazing. Really nice. Looking very good. So we do that on every. So my friends, that what we're talking about. We make the the lovely fondant buns, the ice buns. So my friends, you can see that they look absolutely amazing. So you just need to top it with icing. You can sprinkle with sprinkles, and of course, that's it. You leave it to dry. I'll show you. When it's nice and dry, it comes out perfectly fine. So that's it, my friends. When it dries, it comes out nice. So that's our lovely, ice buns, or you call it finger buns, ice fingers, or sweet buns. That's it, my friends. So, my friends, thanks for watching. This lovely channel, and of course, thanks for tuning in. And if you're just joining this live stream, if not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so by clicking the subscribe button. Of course, turn on the bell so you don't miss the latest from People Chef Francis. So right now, I'm done with my Swiss buns, and of course, I'm ready to finish my lovely live stream. And that's it. So I glaze with sprinkles and all that. So I'm done. So if you miss some of the actions, so you can watch the replay. I'll see you tomorrow, 2 days time, on an interesting video. Thank you very much. Bye for now. I remain Francis by name, and this is Google Chef Francis live on YouTube. So that's the Swiss buns glazed with lovely fondant. So that's it, my friends. So give it a try. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bye bye, my friends. Bye bye.